What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran. And we're going back to their 1990 album, Liberty. We're up to a tune called Read My Lips. Ron shouted out, because I made a mention when I realized that was the next tune that we would react to when we moved on in this album. I made the point that, okay, this is 1990, early 90s American politics. You know, the phrase "read my lips" is a very sort of defining phrase in American politics at that time. But Ron mentioned it actually doesn't have anything to do with that, so we can put that aside. But yeah, it's an interesting phrase. I mentioned when I did the last reaction for this album, you know, it's a phrase where you're trying to indicate clarity. You're trying to say, hey, don't be distracted when you hear this. Look me right in the eye, read my lips when I say XYZ. So it's a desire to make sure that communication has happened as clearly as possible. And there is sort of a, I don't want to say antagonism, but there's definitely an intensity in the exchange because, you know, normally if you're just talking to someone and the mood is relaxed and calm, you say something, and unless they ask for clarification or a repetition, you can reasonably assume that they heard you and they know what you're saying. But if you're saying, hey, read my lips, and then telling them something, you're really sort of like, you know, intensely like insisting upon their focus and attention in like primacy. So yeah, I'd say there's an intensity to the command. We'll have to see, you know, how it relates. Obviously, you can say "read my lips" to another person as it relates to the specific connections between you and that other person, but you could in another way or in another sense be declaring to the world, "read my lips, I'm not going to compromise anymore," or whatever it is, like whatever new principle or behavioral regimen that you've adopted. You might sort of, you know, announce to the world and want to make sure that everybody hears you very clearly. "Read my lips, people, I'm not going to stand for this anymore." So again, it might not have anything to do with either of those sort of situations, but I do think the general phrase relates to a desire to be understood very clearly. So yeah, we'll see how it manifests. Let's get to it. This is Duran Duran, "Read My Lips" from the 1990 album Liberty. What was that, sir? Didn't catch that. For a moment it felt like we could be starting a power station song. Big, like, powerful snare hit. And a sort of like electric grating guitar. You got nothing to lose. So much more than you're used to. Interesting, like, vocal delivery. It's very like dark alternative rock. Definitely a heavier rock feel for sure, which people did tell me about going into this album. Like radio frequency. Some of the synth work is like, is this Bedazzleland? Don't resist, read my lips. Get a grip can mean different things. Like, get a grip, like, hey, you know, calm down, focus your brain, stop being crazy. Can mean other things, though. Again, this feels like in the Notorious power station nexus. Vocals in this one are crazy. got like nasty on purpose there. It's like sharp, like it's like the sense of barking at you. It's a trip and a risk. That little like tone pull. She's all mine, is everything. That line in conjunction with "Don't Resist" is a little eyebrow raising. I do like the brass things. If anyone cares, the guitar is being shredded, I believe. Growling guitar work. Ooh. Tone stands out more there. Yeah, cool tune. I dig it. Like I said, before I started reacting to this album, there were a couple people who mentioned that it had more of a rock feel, and then I think it was the first tune like didn't quite have that. But yeah, as the album's gone on, I have felt that more and more. This is another example where, especially in regard to the guitar work, but also the kind of banging, like pop and drums. And again, his vocal delivery was very interesting in this one. In a couple points in particular, and I wondered if there was like effects on the vocals as he was singing, but either way, yeah, lyrically, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It does sound like a, you know, interpersonal, maybe intimate, you know, physically intimate sort of dynamic. Gotta listen to it a couple more times, but it does seem, you know, he's saying like, she is all mine, and, you know, it's a trip and a risk, but don't resist. Yeah, well, I'll have to give it a couple more listens, but I do feel like it's maybe, you know, in that area of like a dynamic between the narrator and some woman, and the sort of like, you know, physical, emotional, psychological entanglement that is going on. But yeah, let me know what you think. A cool tune. Looking forward to the remainder of the album. As I said, like, I do pick up on the rock feel as it's gone along, so we'll see if that's something that continues or if it sort of shifts to kind of a different feel toward the end of the album. But either way, once again, shout out to Philip for allowing me to access these tunes. I really do appreciate it, and, you know, has allowed the Duran reactions to continue without a lull, which may have happened otherwise. So yeah, big ups to you, as well as other people who have sent me tunes, as well as other people not who've sent me tunes, but just to comment on the reactions, and who I always enjoy hearing from. You know, there's like at least, I don't know, a half dozen to like 10 of you where like I have a sense that if I post a Duran reaction, I'm going to hear an opinion, I'm going to get an insight, I'm going to get some background context, and I'm going to maybe get some different opinions on a tune. So yeah, there's a bunch of you that I really look forward to hearing from you when I post a Duran reaction. So once again, thank you to Philip for allowing that to continue for the time being. But yeah, big ups to you all. Let me know what you think of this tune, and I will see you next time. Peace.